Welcome back, focused learners, to another edition of our Explainer. Today, we're demystifying a piece of kitchen tech that literally changes the game when it comes to speed and efficiency. I mean, if you've ever felt like you're actually aging while waiting for a heavy pot of water to finally boil, yeah, you're going to want to hear this. We are talking all about the science and, frankly, the magic of portable induction cooking.
Okay, let's dive into this. We just made boiling water in about 15 seconds. That quote, that is straight from a live broadcast for the Simply Ming induction burner, where a chef literally poured cold water into a pan and bam, it hit a rolling boil in mere seconds. It's the kind of sheer, raw speed that genuinely makes you do a double take.
So, when you see a pan heat up that incredibly fast, especially when you realize this is just a little portable device you plug into a standard wall outlet, you really have to ask yourself, is this magic or is it just brilliant engineering? Well, getting a handle on how this actually works is completely going to change how you look at your kitchen setup. Here's our roadmap for today's explainer. 1. The magic of induction. 2. Comparing top portable models. 3. Finding the right cookware. 4. Smart features and controls. And finally, 5. Safety, care, and troubleshooting. We're going to cover the fascinating science behind it, plus all the practical how-tos you'll ever need.
Section 1. The magic of induction. Because honestly, the old way of cooking, waiting forever for a pot to heat up over a slow flame, it's a real pain point for all of us.
Think about traditional cooking for a sec. You'll wait for a flame or a coil to get hot, then you wait for that heat to transfer to the bottom of your pot, and then you finally wait for the pot to heat your food. It's a whole process. Induction completely skips the middleman. By definition, induction cooking heats a vessel directly by magnetic induction instead of by thermal conduction. What does that actually mean for us? Well, hidden inside the base of an induction burner are these tightly wound copper coils. When you flip the power on, it engages magnets, right? Those magnets create a powerful electromagnetic field that actually penetrates the metal of your pan. The friction of those magnetic waves causes the pan itself to generate heat. The pan literally becomes the burner. Because of this, you get these incredibly rapid spikes in temperature, and you're pumping way less wasted heat out into your kitchen. It's incredibly efficient. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the fascinating contrast in safety. Because induction uses direct magnetic heat, the glass cooktop surface itself doesn't actually generate heat. Not at all. It only gets warm from the residual heat transferring back down from the hot pan sitting on top of it. If you were to just pick up the pan, the induction process stops immediately, and the unit shuts off. This is an absolutely massive safety advantage compared to gas cooktops with open flames or those electric cooktops with the dangerously hot glowing red coils. Section 2. Comparing top portable models. Let's shift focus to the market. Because this tech isn't just for commercial kitchens anymore. It's perfect if you're a culinary enthusiast or, say, an RV owner who wants incredible power in a compact format. It used to be that commercial induction units cost tens of thousands of dollars. Now, the tech has been totally condensed into these highly affordable formats. Looking at testing data from the Good Housekeeping Institute, you've got the Breville Control Freak, which is this absolute powerhouse favored by pros, coming in at around $1,300. But then you look at the Duckstop and the Hamilton Beach models. Both of these are under $90, yet they pack the exact same 1,800 watts of power. The Hamilton Beach model even held a perfect, consistent simmer for a full hour in their tests. You absolutely do not need to drop over $1,000 to get this high-performance tech on your countertop. And by the way, 1,800, that is the magic number here. Most of the top portable units max out at 1,800 watts simply because that's the absolute limit of a standard 120-volt household outlet. That means you are getting the maximum power legally possible from a standard plug. It's literally the equivalent of a full-size stove burner packed into a little portable unit that weighs, about 5 pounds? You can toss it in a bag and take it to a dorm room or a tailgate. It's amazing. Section 3. Finding the right cookware. Now, there is a tiny catch with induction cooking. You do need the right hardware. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly why. Because induction relies on magnetic fields, you can't just use any random pot you have lying around. The magnetic field needs specific metallic hardware to engage with. Looking at the anatomy of the Simply Ming 1,800-watt burner here, you've got the base unit with the controls and that flat, toughened glass induction cooking surface. For the actual magic to happen, the bottom of the pan you place above it absolutely must be made of a magnetic material. If the burner doesn't sense an induction-ready pan sitting right there on the glass, it simply won't turn on. So, you're probably wondering, how do I know if my current pots and pans will even work? Well, it all comes down to one brilliant, stupidly simple trick: the magnet test.
Compatible materials are things like cast iron, enameled iron, and magnetic stainless steel. Things that definitely will not work: copper, glass, aluminum, and pottery. But listen, you don't need to be a metallurgist to figure this out. Just go grab a standard refrigerator magnet. If that magnet sticks firmly to the bottom of your pan, boom, it's induction ready. It'll work beautifully. If the magnet slides right off, well, you're going to need different cookware for this burner.
Section 4. Smart features and controls. Let's look at what daily operation actually feels like.
Once you've got the right pan sorted out, running these things is incredibly intuitive. Taking a top-down look at a typical unit, you'll notice the cooking area is usually surrounded by air vents. This is a super critical design feature. Remember, you're packing up to 1,800 watts of raw power into a really tiny chassis, so it generates some internal heat. There's a built-in cooling fan to keep the electronics safe. It's totally normal for this fan to hum along while you cook, and it'll usually keep running for a minute or two even after you shut the unit off, just to safely cool down the internal board.
Let's move to Mani and see how this builds into incredible culinary versatility. You aren't just stuck vaguely guessing what medium-low really means on an old-school dial anymore. You get absolutely precise temperature controls. We're talking setting it to a delicate 100 degrees Fahrenheit so you can safely melt chocolate fondue without it seizing up, or cranking it all the way up to a 565-degree max sear. I mean, that is hot enough to fry fresh donuts right there on your kitchen island. The accuracy is just unmatched.
Section 5. Safety, care, and troubleshooting. Because, as they say, with great, fast power comes the need for proper maintenance, right?
Now, while induction is fundamentally a lot safer because there's no open flame, it definitely has its own unique set of rules. First up, remember those air vents we just looked at? You must never place the unit on a cloth or a carpet. That'll suffocate the vents and force the machine to overheat. Second, never ever cook on a broken or cracked glass surface. Liquid can seep in there and cause a nasty electric shock. Third, don't leave metallic objects like knives, forks, or pan lids sitting on the active cooking surface. The magnetic field can actually engage with them and make them dangerously hot. And finally, some manuals advise not operating the burner for more than an hour within a 2-hour window just to prolong the life of the machine's internal components.
Cleaning the unit, thankfully, is a breeze, because the glass itself doesn't get screaming hot. Food doesn't aggressively bake onto it like it does on a traditional stove. But you do need to follow a protocol. Press off and completely unplug the unit. Wait for that internal fan to stop spinning entirely, and make sure the glass is fully cool to the touch. Then, just wipe it down with a damp cloth or some mild soak. Never immerse the base in water, obviously, and skip the harsh metal scouring pads so you don't scratch up the glass. Oh, and a super quick pro tip on your pans: never plunge a blazing hot pan directly into cold water in the sink. That sudden temperature shock can cause irreversible warping to your expensive cookware.
Now, if something does happen to go wrong, the great thing is these smart devices will actually tell you what the problem is. I highly suggest you pause the explainer right now and take a quick screenshot of this table so you never have to stress over a random E code again. If you get an E2 or E5, the unit's overheating protection just kicked in. Unplug it, let it cool off for 10 minutes, make sure your vents are clear, and try again. E3 or E4? That's a voltage issue. You need to double check that your outlet is actually pushing out standard 110 or 120 volts. And an E6 or a totally blank display means the unit is malfunctioning and you'll need to hit up customer service.
So the crucial point is, do not panic if your brand new device starts flashing an error code the very first time you turn it on. The absolute most common issue people run into is an E0 or E1 code. Listen, this does not mean you have a broken machine. It means the machine is safely doing exactly what it was designed to do. It simply senses that the pan on top isn't magnetic. You just need to swap out your cookware for something that passes the magnet test, and you'll be cooking in seconds.
And that brings us to the end of our dive into portable induction technology. It's incredibly fast, it's exceptionally precise, and honestly, it's so much more affordable than it used to be. It completely redefines what your kitchen setup can look like. So I want to leave you with this thought today. If you had an extra high-speed 1,800-watt burner that you could plug in literally anywhere from your dining room table to a tailgate party, what would you cook first? Thanks so much for joining me on The Explainer today, and keep learning.